Guys, TMZ is reporting that Britney may settle with Jamie. Sadly, I can confirm this is true. Let's explain why.
Hey up everyone, it's me, Steph, the alternate, your nerdy alternative, with of course our erstwhile leader, Andy Signor. How are you doing today, hon?
I'm good. My eye's good, but I'm not as good here just because I'm worried, Steph, that Britney may never actually get the justice that I think many of us are hoping for in this book. But let me explain. There's still hope. But yes, TMZ is reporting this. Let's go to the article, Steph.
Yep.
Lawyers are readying a settlement potentially with Jamie, but there's obviously arguments as to Jamie's side still wanting to pay. Here's what I've discovered. Guys, I do have sources all over. I have also my own insight and things. Here's what my take is. Let me put it this way. One thing I know for a fact, Jamie Spears, her father, is deathly ill. This is true. TMZ has reported about it before. I'm hearing he has days, weeks, potentially. It's really bad. That's what I'm hearing. Literally, he's not in a good place. And this settlement offer, from what I'm gathering and some people I've spoken to, is an olive branch from Britney in an attempt to make peace in her father's final days. Now, process that for a second, because that's a lot to process, because this father has done so much evil badness to Britney, right? But Britney is at a place now of healing, right? And trying to get through this, that she's realizing my dad's about to die. Obviously, I'm assuming she's incredibly angry at this man and everything that he's done to her, but she's still at a place where she's considering trying to let this last moments of his life be in peace. Like, it's poetically better than I could ever be, Steph. You know what I mean? Like, it just shows what kind of spirit Britney has to consider this. Now, I'm sure the commenters, some will be angry at her, some will be impressed by her. That doesn't mean it's happening, right? But it does. It does sound like there's an offer, or at least an attempt to offer a settlement. Whether that happens or not is up to Team Jamie and whatnot. But it does seem like there's a lot of both sides sort of ignoring the elephant in the room, which is, look, Jamie's not going to be here much longer. And it sounds like Britney is at least willing to be like, I'm willing to budge a bit more than I ever would have, but not all the way, right? But I'm here to at least extend an olive branch to attempt to finally end this and put him at peace before he's gone. Because look, I can't even imagine the amount of regret and thoughts one would have, right? Where you're fighting this fight, you want the justice, and you didn't get it, and you know that the days are ticking before he's gone. It's a lot to deal with. So yes, this is what I'm hearing. I hear it's complicated. All that said, whatever happens with Jamie in a settlement, if and when they're able to come to a medium and figure that out for the sake of the greater good and to help Jamie go in peace, which some might say he doesn't deserve, but it's really Britney's call, right, at the end of the day. All that depressing stuff aside, I also hear this does not put Miss Lou Taylor and Robin Greenhill off the hook. I'm told they are still on the hook, and there still would be justice pursued against them for the things that they did. Now, I still got a lot of thoughts, Steph, on all this, because I'm just like, I still feel like Rosengart hasn't filed a lot of the things that he could have by this point. We've heard that from Christopher Melcher, a while ago in the reporting of this, and we're going to bring him in, guys, next week. He'll be here to report on his thoughts on all this, the book, the legal aspects of it. And it does make me wonder, like, what are we still waiting for, Matthew? Like, I'm assuming there's a plan. All hail Matthew. I respect the man. I do believe his intentions are good for Britney, but I'm still waiting. Like, when are we actually going to file some suits and put some financials out there? They've had the financials for a long time. There has to be something in there that they've discovered that is worth, pursuing in a lawsuit form against Lou, et cetera. And so I'm waiting. I'm hearing that they're not off the hook. Lou and Robin are going to face some consequences, or at least they're going to pursue that. At the same time, we've spent so much money on Rosengart. Team Rosengart, I'm sure, is not cheap at all. It doesn't just mean Rosengart. It means a whole team of experts and things that Britney's been paying for, which has added up a lot, which would justify why everybody needed this book out, because Britney does need some funds to come in, and thankfully this book will help her. to keep the legal battles going. But at the end of the day, the amount of spent on the legal fees, I'm worrying is if not already has outweighed what Jamie would have paid in the first place, Steph. You know what I mean? That said, I don't think it's ever really been about the money for Britney. I think it was about the justice and righting the wrongs of the people who did it, and demanding that accountability. And I think I speak for a lot of fans, and that's what we want. But this article from TMZ gets me very worried, because I read it. I'm like, oh God, please, no, no, no. And then when you learn the reality of all the pieces that are happening behind the scenes, guys, and more than I'm sure any of us even realize, add to the fact that, yeah, Jamie's dying. Jamie is really genuinely dying on his deathbed. And how does that affect the process in Britney's mind, and the trauma, and do I really want to go let his final days be this? The fact that she's able to look past it all and be like, no, I want to try to end this in peace, shows such a level of maturity and kindness that does speak Britney. You know what I mean, Steph? That's what she's been about in this book and the themes. But it's a lot to digest. It's a lot to digest, and that's where we stand. And yes, Matthew Rosengart, what you're cutting to that, Steph. I know we're gonna go there, but email opened with an acknowledgement. Jamie was in poor health and might be an appropriate time to acknowledge his alleged misdeeds during the conservatorship and pay Britney an unspecified sum, so legal dispute could be put to bed. That pretty much is what I'm telling you. That's really unpacking what that means. That's what that means. They are willing to go to the table and sort this out before Jamie passes. But it also seems clear to me they're not just going to give in and pay him off and pay off the legal debts too. They want Jamie to extend that branch back. And I hope Jamie in his final days, Steph, you would hope, right, will do the right thing here and end this so he can pass on. And then Britney can focus his energy on Lou, Robin, etc. A lot to digest, Steph, but there it is. That's the report we got. I wanted to bring that in as I've spent the morning and another intel I've been sitting on to sort of put this together. But as for will justice be served against Lou and so on, stay tuned, hit the sub. We will get that once Christopher's here. I'm looking forward to hearing his legal analysis about what's next. But what do you think about this, Steph? Does this worry you? Do you applaud Britney for potentially trying to find some healing and peace in the end of Jamie's life? Or do you wish she would say, piss off, you cowbag? Good riddance. What are your thoughts on this?
I'm torn. Because the one side of me is like, yeah, piss off, you cowbag, and just go after him after everything that he's done, that Britney has detailed in her book, The Woman in Me, and probably so much more. I think The Woman in Me book is the tip of the iceberg of what she's gone through, right, at the hands of Jamie. So, yeah, one part of me is like, no, go for the jugular legally. The other part of me kind of understands in terms of he's on his deathbed, and Britney now just wants to finally make peace so that in his final days he can be at peace, and that, he can pass away, and then it's all resolved kind of situation. So I'm actually torn on this one. It's not every day that I am on a situation that's presented to me, but I'm on the fence. I really, really am. But guys, yeah, on that bombshell, if you appreciated this video and you want more, and as Andy said, of course there's going to be more. We'll keep you updated every step of the way. Please subscribe to Popcorn Planet, turn that notification bell to all, like this video, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatever, because I bet you got some. Also, as well, join today for as little as $5.99 a month, become a Popcorn Planeteer, and get exclusive content from the man himself, Andy Signo. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Really appreciate all your faces. And here's some videos on the screen right now that you may want to clickety-click, clickety-click.